Hi, I'm Margaret Claire. I've been channeling messages of the mothers, the divine feminine, for the last 30 years. Here is today's message. It may include some toning, some light language, and dragon speak. Blessings to you all. We who come this night with you align in a space far greater than ever before. For you have expanded in your light, and therefore there is more that we can connect with. We are bringing in the net of light, the grandmothers in particular, to work with us in this continuum, to align in such a way so that with ease and grace, you stand in your place claiming who you are. This is not at the expense of anyone else. Even if they may feel affronted, that is not your intentionality. And in truth, that is all you can control. You are here to stand in your wisdom with compassionate heart to spread it even further. And so we bring in the dragons, the beings of light that support and hold us, transport us through this time in a very different way than ever before. We are claiming them in a different alchemical interaction so that we can, in fact, bring about a greater sense of harmony and peace, a greater unification of our DNA into the space of this time. You are working with the golden solar dragons of Helios, who have the courage to speak your truth and the wisdom to become a spiritual light. You are given the responsibility of leading many into the new golden age. You do this by example, living in a fifth dimensional way. You are working with Archangel Metatron and the golden solar dragons. Within Helios, the great central sun, the awesome Archangel Metatron creates the light matter that is the foundation of our existence. It enables Earth and all on her to live and experience and grow. It is the forge out of which the new will emerge. We are in the golden age. The golden solar dragons carry the blazing light codes for this emergence and ignite all who need to be transformed by this energy. The DNA, crystalline nature, has been reprogrammed. There are stages, pardon me, that have come in to activate the new strands of DNA. There are many more activations than each one is aware of. It is a very individualized aspect, and it allows each one to hold the light from a heart-centered wisdom. And so, as we encounter on this spiritual journey new levels of freedom, as we let go of the old assessments, the old agreements, the old ways of holding our beliefs, we are able to shift out of the confines of the old cellular structure and allow the crystalline DNA to reformat who we are in our physicality. Sometimes we revisit each aspect in a different harmonization, in a different collective way, so that each one is aligned, each one is bringing forward a new fortified manner in which you are dealing with life. on a very individualized basis. We may speak of those beings who have very clear-cut comprehension of all that they are, but many are just beginning certain approaches to this format. It is not about an assessment of knowledge or even action, the doing, but rather in connecting to the heart, that you are already being in the doing, that you give space to be. We are saying to you, this is different than before. Very often, in order to be, you must be meditating, quiet, setting aside time, uninterrupted. Now we say to you, yes, that is all helpful. That is all part of it. But you are also in a continuum that is allowing yourself to be even as you are doing. What we ask is that you stop and be mindful in a heart-centered way, that you transition from just the push by the breath, by the tone, by the momentary silence, in the midst of all the rest of life that you may be doing as well. We have begun today's group differently, and let us go back a moment to recenter, to set our intentionality, to open up the space, to create the tone that sets you free. And then we'll take a moment to be in silence. Please join. And so, take a moment to let all penetrate deeply and hold that space to fill the heart in compassionate love. We who come this night arrange a different experience. We are aligning all the chakras, the many new ones that in our expansion of the light now begin to activate in different ways within the systems, aligning, that we are streamlining, letting go of what no longer serves us. This expansion is specific to the individual and whatever story they have been living differently. By that we mean Each morning when you awake, you remain connected to this earth. You have not left. And the mind begins perhaps to set up your day in a certain kind of way, these habits. Perhaps that is the time in which to ask, what is it that I need this day for my greatest good? How can I interface with all from compassionate heart? Align with me this day, all of my angels and guides, that whatever is for the greatest good for all, I have already said yes. Assist me with ease and grace, abundance, health, joy. In this manner, you are setting up the invitation of exchange. The free will part of us in humanity is aligning in such a way as to restore certain aspects, certain parts that are an expansion of our wisdom, are an expansion of the way we have operated for however long you have been upon the earth. And you are, in fact, allowing yourself to question, to shift, to bring about a fulfillment different than ever before. Very often, our insights are muted. Pardon me. By our experience of that given day. Could you not observe the flow? Ask to be more conscious, to see how you are living it. Not just at the end of the day, but perhaps as you go through it. We say to you, on many levels, you are more connected than you think. When in traffic and something happens, do you not call upon those who assist you? Do you not find that there are momentary parts where you observe something of such beauty? A child, a flower, a rainbow, clouds in the sky, that you are just in such gratitude, such awe, that it smiles upon you. It smiles through you. And when you do that, and you spread it to others, they smile back. When people are acknowledged by something you say, or in some manner can see the humor in something that perhaps annoyed them, perhaps annoyed you. The humanity of the heart is what speaks. In this busy, busy time, very often, it is these little kind gestures, one to another, that keep magnifying the grace. And it allows those who are perhaps enduring something a lot more difficult in any given moment to have a moment of grace, peace, a sense of all is well. Very often, you are the only instrument in their life that can do that in the moment. Nothing big, a smile with a hello. We are saying this as a reminder of the generosity of your beingness already. So very often you see where you fail, but do you ever acknowledge and see the goodness that you brought in a given time or space? The more we feed ourselves, the more there is for others to be fed from. the more we can give out. The I love you, Peggy, Susie, Barbara. I see you. I honor you as you walk by a mirror, giving to each one what is needed, what is the momentary upliftment in that space. The Deo Sua, Dudoha, Bibeo. Meu mami hedeu, meu horato, quererá, quererá. In this now time, there are aspects as well that have been called to the forefront. For you are needed. And the journeys that you are living within each day tell you, take you, align with you in this time. Sorry, I'm looking for lost. In this in this time, the distractions, the annoyances, the pieces that come upon you at any given moment are there to remind you. Surrender. Stop fighting. Call in what is needed. We in this moment recognize each one in the larger portion of their life. And in this time frame, give aspects in acknowledgement for all that you are. We are holding this space in a unified manner that aligns differently. We, the mothers, come that you may clearly hear. You are a part of this heart beating. You are aligned already in the strength of who you are. You have already responded from great love to stand in your power, to stand in your strength. It is not necessary that you stick to some plan. You arrange some grouping or agreement within yourself to follow the wisdom. This wisdom is already leading you. We come now to awaken in the solstice, the newness of this next year. The energy is already brewing that are guiding. As many things begin to crumble, many aspects send waves of shock through the world, those around you. You are already holding this space of light, this space of constancy. You are a pillar that will not be shaken. You have an ability to flow and yet stand firmly in the truth of knowing, compassionate heart. To speak when it is appropriate, to remain silent in the same way, to use the third eye to connect deeply to those who are too caught up in the everyday. But you send them love and light. You send them consciousness. By your living example, you are rooted groundly in all that is. For this shift of dimensions into God's unconditional love. A statement that each one is only beginning on a certain level to fully comprehend. The experiences of the past will melt away. The beliefs that have held firm for millenniums are shifting. They can no longer draw you back into the old. It does not exist for you. Even when events seem to mimic those various life stream, soul expanding choices you made. You have said yes already. You have brought about the investment of your soul self to co-create the new earth, the new human, the new beingness. You hold great power of love. You choose to stand in that with every breath. The heart already knows. It is rooted deeply. And it debates with the mind from time to time, for the humanness is still present as well. And it may take you into different rabbit holes. And it may feel as though you are slipping, forgetting, free-falling into fear, false evidence appearing real. You are always caught, held, cared for. You cannot disappear. You have come too far. We are reinforcing for yourselves and for all who will listen, all who will feel, who will be present to the energy of the now as we co-create this next space, time, beingness, alignment. We send you greater and greater awareness through your teams. They will show up in a variety of ways, even as human beings presented to you in some given need. There is much that you will find. You are just allowing. You do not need to understand. You do not need to study it. examine it. It will just be there. We also wish to tell you, when the third dimension seems to attach in some manner to some aspect of yourself, perhaps through the compassionate heart, and you feel yourself going into the fear of others that others are carrying, not taking on their fear, but you're aware of their fear. And you almost feel as though, like a magnetic, they have been drawn to you. You have a shield around you, so to speak. They cannot attach. Even those you let in before, particularly family, they will not be able to penetrate through that vibration. And they may not understand. You have done nothing to separate yourself. It is more that their soul journey is different than yours. It is neither a right or wrong, good or bad. It is rather, each one is awakening into their own truth at their own time. And the greatest thing that you can do is send them love and light with as least amount of judgment as possible. Third eye to third eye, without words, frequently, is the only way to really extend that vibrational bridge. And with it comes an ability that they can stretch a lot further than they realized. They are being assisted over and over again through this time, because it is the time of awakening for all. Do not fear that they are lost, for they are not. They are following their timeline. Be aware that when you hold that space of love, you are giving them the greatest gift. It creates a safe space to do the experiment that they came here for. We also say to you, you are human beings having a spiritual experience in a human body. The emotions and feelings around all of this will come sometimes in waves, feeling overpowering. And yet we say to you, you have come with assistance. That happens in the moment you need it. By setting your intention each day to always be connected to the realm of guides, beings of light that assist you. They step in, they guide, they protect. You know how many times when you are driving and an accident almost happened, or something that could have caused harm for you didn't, and you were made aware of it. In great gratitude, thank all the beings. But there are many times when things do happen, when one can look at it and say, what is this here to teach me? How can I move with this rather than resist? As each one is dealing with the pulling off of the old stickers, the old bandages, the old way of viewing life and the events that happened, and truly stand in power rather than victimhood. Then you keep expanding. And the more you expand, that light energy goes out to reinforce everyone else. It is an important time to form those communities and know who they are. That you can randomly call someone when you feel as though you are being sunk by the waves of other aspects. In this way, each one is feeling not only their power, but their strength. It does take courage and strength in order to be vulnerable to ask someone, what would be helpful here? Do you see it the way I see it? Am I being naive? Am I being pulled in a different direction? When you truly are coming from the heart space to question, to open, to honor, and the other may not give you exactly what you're looking for, but they will have heard you. And sometimes in speaking what is on your mind, so to speak, it allows you to listen with your heart and truly find the answer to your own question. As we walk through this time, where many of the pieces that have perhaps been a foundational part of our lives are being swiftly moved, you will have what you need. You have an ability to co-create by asking your angels and guides for solutions beyond what your mind can comprehend or what in third dimension was possible. That you be given other solutions, that other doors open through health, through finances, through upsets, through emotional shifting. This is a time for certain beings that are not ready to move into the higher dimensions will, in fact, begin to part from you. Hold it in love. Hold it in love. For all that it is a change of vibration. And although there may be concerns or disappointment or any other human emotion, when you, in your ability, because of the life you have been living and the exposure to saying yes to this journey, you have a foundation from which to hold the other in a space that can support without taking on their burden. There is so much more to share, and more will be coming. For the time of this directs the play, so to speak. Find humor, laughter, see things from this way of joy. Even in sadness, if you can loosen the hold of the story and ask for something that just strikes you in a certain kind of funny bone, in a way where you can lift what often feels as an extreme pressure. Then you let in the trickle of light that can help guide you past the obstacles to see a different solution, to call it to you. We are co-creating these worlds around us. How do you want to create it? How do you want to live it? What do you want in your life? Think about the harmony, the joy. And if there are others in your life who you find that it's really difficult to maintain your joy around, ask that their guardian angels help them to disconnect from you in a different kind of way so that you can hold your space more lovingly. In fact, when you are able to see things from a non-judgmental way, it frequently shifts behavior, it shifts attitudes. Another can truly see who they are, whether they want to shift into the higher vibration. You cannot explain this. It doesn't have words for those who are not ready to hear. It confuses. When you feel the opening is there, you'll be alerted. In the meantime, hold the space in love, in joy. How do you want to create your joy? How do you want to draw to you the next moment of knowing, of deep connection, of wisdom of the heart? How do you keep your funny bone active in the midst of denseness? How do you find the people who can tell the story in such a way that you are laughing, rolling in the aisle, attract to you those who uplift? You deserve it. We are so excited for all that is coming, for the ease and grace you will walk with it. There is so much more that uplifts in the midst of the chaos. We use that term and at the same time convert it. We hold it with great love, for it really is shifting out of what has been. Hold the space that whatever is arranged to uplift is present already. And just like the storm in Florida that got rated from such a highly destructive storm to one that was much lower, we say this is the vibration each can hold. You have seen it in certain ways, and we are saying continue to hold that. And the more of you who can in this unified way, even if it is only 3 of you, it has that strength, that power, that intentionality, that authenticity. For all is possible in this co-creative time. We of the mothers stay with you. We send you roses that you can be reminded of the beauty, the sweet odor, the sense of softness, the expansion of beauty. Create something in your life each day that helps you sustain, uplift, tone, walk in nature, keep pictures of children or laughter or something that keeps you alive in your co-creative juices. You are powerful beings, and we assist you. Much love, for we remain. Please tone. The dragons remain with you to ease the ride, create the excitement, help you build, carry forward with ease and grace, whatever is needed to do this from a very different place. You are already there. Trust, surrender, trust some more. You do not need to know the answer. It will come with you. Even as the questions come, the answer follows. We remain with you in great love. Take a moment to sit with what you wish to see in this coming year, to co-create it. So be it. Welcome 2025.